Hey guys, welcome back to another JavaScript programming tutorial, and in this tutorial I'm going to be talking about async await, how to use it and why it's useful. So async await is actually another way of using promises, and it's actually very useful because it allows us to write clean code, and it generally makes the code a lot more useful because it avoids using a lot of nested then loops if you're going to use a lot of then statements. So let me just show you guys what I mean, and since I'm just going to be doing it in JavaScript, what I can do is actually just make a script.js and just link it in here. So yeah, there we go. Okay, so I have over here an API which we'll just use to create our basic promise thing, and then I'll show you guys how to use async await. So the first thing I'm going to do is just make a function called getRandomFact, and this is just going to create a promise equals new promise, and this is just going to return a promise which is going to wait until it gets the result from this, and then it's going to return the API's value. So I'm just going to do something like let or fetch this, and then we can use a callback like then, and then let's just take in the response and let's log this to the console. Okay, so I'm just going to go here and see what we get. Let me put this here. Oh, and I forgot to call it, so let's just say getRandomFact like this. Okay, so we get our response just like this, and it's actually nothing here, so what I also need to do is convert it to JSON. So let's just say const data equals response dot to JSON. I believe that's what we do. Or it might be text, I believe. Yeah, okay. And then we do also need to use a then here. So yeah, this is what I'm talking about, using too many then statements, and this is what async await actually fixes. But yeah, so this is our data now, and you can see the amount of then statements and callbacks we had to use to get here. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to return this promise like this, and now what we have is a nice async await compatible function which we can then use a thing on. So the functions are still going to be returning promises because async await doesn't actually fix that, at least what I think. But let's say we had something here. This was just a main, or let's just say, yeah, let's just have a main, and I'll just run this down here. This is just going to be like where we run all of our code. So the first thing you want to do is make this an async function. This is what allows you to use the await keyword inside. You'll see if I get rid of this, it's actually going to hang on. Let's say we want to say const randomFact equals await getRandomFact like this. Okay, and oh, actually I think we might not need the async in this because it's a top level function, but you should always put it in anyway, just to notify that you're actually using it. So yeah, now you can see we can use this clean syntax instead of having to do something like this where we do getRandomFact.then and then data, and then we could use our data inside of here. Instead of having to do this, we can just use the async await syntax, which is a lot nicer, and now we can just carry on. So it's going to be execution this and then wait until it gets past this, and then we're going to have it. So now I can just always do this, and I'll just always get my random fact. So this is how you use async await. The main thing to remember is that the function which you're awaiting is still going to return a promise. This just helps you write cleaner code when you're actually using the function. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in a future tutorial. Bye!